I'm going to close this up. Hear that snap? Now it's tight. So what happens in a Fido jar, as this ferment goes on, you're going to, in about 3 days or so, depending on temperature of your house, your environment where this jar will be, in about 3 days it will enter the first stage of the ferment. Some people call this the first stage when you pack the jar, but I'm considering the first bacterial stage. So at about day 3, you'll see some bubbling action going on here. It'll be that's where the CO2 is begun, where the lactic acid bacteria is starting to actually consume the glucose in the cabbage, and as a byproduct it produces CO2. So you'll start to see bubbles and it'll rise along the surface. And in the Fido jar, it's pretty cool. You'll actually see come out of the side somewhere. Normally it's kind of near the back on the side here. You'll see it start to foam. So there'll be some foamy stuff coming out of here, and that's the oxygen that's being pushed out, and maybe some CO2 as well. By that CO2, it's just pushing any excess out, and that's what this gasket is used for. It does a really great job of keeping the oxygen from penetrating into your ferment, and as we know, oxygen is super bad for your ferment. You don't want that at all because of the mold and the yeast. They like the oxygen, so you want to keep that out. But what the gasket does is it allows any excess CO2, any excess pressure to be released right through, and it pushes right through the seal. The way that this wire bale is designed and the gasket is right in here, this is how they're designed. They're canning jars and they're designed to let off any excess pressure. That's pretty neat. So at about day 3, you'll see that start to happen.